anymore. They need to be ranked.
I give credit to the New York Yankees. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Sports Saga podcast presented by Aldias Electric, the Gonzalez family team of Keller Williams, South Watuppa, and Smack Apparel, the official fan gear of the Sports Saga podcast. Good morning. Happy Palm Sunday to all who observe. Brady Kudo, Tyler Sumner, Keegan Hamlet. Thank y'all for joining us. Keegan had a great time at the New England Revolution game, 1-1 draw.
Did I have a great time?
Yeah, you did.
I was not happy about that ridiculous overturn last night, but whatever.
Tyler Sumner had fun watching his childhood hero, Rey Mysterio, come out in a lowrider, and that leads us to Tyler's take, presented by Aldias Electric. You want to give me your biggest shocker from WrestleMania Night 1 and give me a prediction for Night 2.
All right. So my biggest shocker from Night 1 was John Cena losing.
That was a shocker?
Yes, because a lot of people thought Austin Theory wasn't ready for this type of spotlight yet. He barely built up the feud, and a lot of people had picked Cena to win, including myself, and he didn't. So I was sitting there like, oh, okay. Also, I throw in there that KSI came out dressed up as a Prime bottle and went through an announcer's table in the Logan Paul match. So that was pretty cool.
I gotta be honest, I didn't know who KSI was until last night. My brother was like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I knew what Prime was because we have like a case of that in the house. The sports, not the energy stuff.
Yeah. I definitely say my favorite match of last night was Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I heard that they were saying that was good.
Yeah, Rhea won, which I'm very happy for her.
All right, give me. Oh, good.
My Night 2
I was gonna say, I thought you were
prediction.
done. There we go.
It's gonna be for the main event, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. It can really go either way here because Triple H is in charge of the company, and Triple H loves these long title reigns, historic records. We saw it with Adam Cole. He's about either the Undisputed Champion. I would love to see Roman retain personally because he's been the best thing in wrestling for the last 3 years. However, it could go with Cody Rhodes too, and I wouldn't be upset about it. I'm going to lean towards my prediction being that Roman Reigns wins. However, at the end, Randy Orton returns for the first time.
I think Brady's frozen.
I'm still here.
He said, "I think Brady's frozen."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Brady, you were frozen for a solid second.
Okay, because I heard Ray, and then you're like slow motion, like rubbing your eye. Like that's what I was seeing. So, all right, let me recap. Your Night 1 biggest surprise was John Cena losing. I didn't think that's a surprise. I mean, he's 45, he's an actor, he's not going to come back and wrestle. And you like that this KSI guy who I now, exists, came out in a Prime bottle, and you think Roman Reigns wins?
Roman wins because of the fact that he's just shy of 1,000 days. And I've talked about this with numerous people on campus. Keegan knows his friend Sam Smith, big wrestling fan as well. We've been talking about this, and whenever Roman decides to drop the titles, he's going on a very long break, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a break for a year or so. He's been putting the company on his back for the better half of 3 years. A guy like that deserves a break.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Roman wins, but after his music hits, Randy Orton comes out and returns for the first time in 8 months. So that's my prediction for night 1.
All right.
Night 2, excuse me.
Sorry. Keegan's Corner is presented by the Gonzalez family team of Keller Williams, Southwood Tuppa. Your pick. You want the men's or the women's Final Four?
I'll do the women's.
All right.
Didn't watch much of it. So, yeah, no, I watched both semifinal games. We'll start out with the LSU and Virginia Tech game. Virginia Tech had all the momentum going their way. They were up by, I believe, 9 points, 59-50, when the fourth quarter began. And then LSU just came out like firing with Morris, Reese, Williams, and they were able, I think it was a 20-6 run, and then they just held on the rest of the way. When I think about Virginia Tech, though, I wonder if maybe they're not enough bench depth is what cost them. Because I'm looking at the box score. They only played a total of 6 players in that game. LSU played 8.
Yeah. I think especially in March, I mean, you got to have to. I mean,
and that goes on both sides too. Because you're going to see tired lungs, tired legs.
Oh, yeah.
Be able to produce 100%.
I mean, I also think too that Mulkey outcoached Kenny Brooks.
Oh, absolutely.
Mulkey he outcoached him. I think the thing with LSU is that like there aren't really they get that and shame on me for not watching more this season because I mean this tournament was awesome. It really was. I don't LSU's got that one. It's Reese, right? That's like their star player.
Yes.
Angel Reese. Am I saying that right?
I have no idea.
Okay. Aside from that, it's not, UConn with Beckers and Fudd and, all these other people. But I will say, I mean, credit to Mulkey, who left Baylor after winning a couple of championships, comes home to LSU. It makes to the national championship game. I don't think they're going to win tonight. Caitlin Clark, I mean,
absolutely,
her university, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Brady, I just have one question for you.
Oh, dear God.
Would you like to go get a Caitlin Clark jersey with me?
Yeah, I would actually. I would wear it.
Because
I put it on social media. Where do they sell Caitlin Clark jerseys?
My God. This woman, and I'll openly admit it, I've really never been one to watch women's basketball as much as the men's. Nothing against them, just I've never been able to get into it, if that makes sense. But the last 2-3 games that I've seen of college basketball for women's, Caitlin Clark has been at the center of the attention.
So she's in her sophomore year. I think I'll double check on that. But I've been watching
she
her.
Is Timmy Turner.
That doesn't
She's
make
her.
That doesn't make okay.
Caitlin Clark's a junior.
She is okay. That's what I thought. I didn't know she was a sophomore or a junior. I watched her play a little bit last year, and I was like, this kid can shoot. This kid can score. She can play a little defense. She's going to be very, very good. I think this tournament is cementing herself as the greatest college basketball player of all time. When you score or assist on every point in the fourth quarter,
yes,
in a national semifinal game, and we can look at all of the great college basketball players, Leitner, Or at least when you look at tournament, even like tournament runs.
Yeah.
All right, I won't say greatest of all time, ever. I'll say she is the greatest postseason player of all time.
But she was still doing that in the regular season because they put a graphic. It was like 30-point games, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. She had
then I'll say I think she's cementing herself as the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, she had
at the
19 in the
college
regular
level.
season. The next highest was 5. So I'll talk about the Iowa South Carolina game first.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't want to steal your thunder.
It was back and forth too. But really, Caitlin Clark just took over. Now, I'll give you one aspect of her game that I don't like.
What?
After she hits maybe 2 shots in a row, she tries to get cocky and tries to do like a long shot. She did it about 4 times because she wants to get the crowd hyped up. Like, no, I don't want to say that.
Well, I understand, but when you're feeling it,
Yeah, but she's missing every time.
but she could still put up 41 and 10, and they're gonna win tonight. I picked her. I'll show you my bracket.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely. I'm hoping Iowa as well. And if I may, Brady, you know what I loved about Caitlin Clark the other day too? She was playing defense, and we've talked about her defense that's been so intense, all right? She left the shooter open and literally took her hand and just went like this.
Yeah.
Just like,
yeah.
Well, that was because
It's like, dude, even
21%
Kobe wouldn't do
from
something
the
like that.
My final 4 was South Carolina, Iowa, Villanova, and UConn.
Oh,
And I had Iowa beating UConn in the title game. So
I don't think Reese is too happy with
no, I don't know what's going on in this house.
I'm going to talk about one more topic that we didn't have listed down
Sure.
for the Women's March Madness. It's about the tickets and like the actual like arena stuff itself.
I saw that.
$272 for an average price. Now people are freaking out like, oh, I would never pay this much money to watch a women's basketball game. But I think there's another factor that has to be taken into place. And it's that you're playing in an NBA arena, not a 70,000 seat NFL stadium. And if I also, this goes into the earlier round, if I'm going to change one thing about the Women's March Madness to make it better, don't play at the home site, the home team for the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Do it how the men's do it. Play at the
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that's more of because the women's tournament wasn't so popular and they weren't bringing in as much revenue.
Yeah.
I think that's why they did that, to save them a little bit of money. But with this tournament, they're going to break records with the amount of money that I think you're going to see more and more within the next couple of years. It's going to be because, now they're under the March Madness label. It's not the women's tournament.
Yeah.
So dumb.
It was that way like last year and a few years.
Last year was the first year it was women's March Madness and men's March Madness, which is the way, in my opinion, it always should have been. But I think next year is the first year we're going to see the 116 8-9 matchup in the West is going to be played in San Francisco, along with the 215 710 in the middle. You know what I mean? I think we're going to see that. South Carolina.
What happened?
Can't take what happened. They ran into the hottest player on the planet. That's what happened. Aaliyah Boston, again, one of the best to ever do it in a Gamecock uniform, 36-1. That's incredible.
It's still unbelievable.
That is incredible. But tip your hat to Iowa, man. 330, Dallas. I like Iowa by 8. I'll go 78-70.
Iowa by 4.
Iowa by 4. Tyler?
Iowa by 10.
Iowa by 10. All right.
And that's fair too, because LSU played Virginia Tech, which isn't as strong of a
LSU is tired too.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech will make you work. I did notice that. They're very aggressive. All right, let's get to the men's side of things. My heart hurts for FAU. So I was with a buddy at work yesterday, and he was like, San Diego State, UConn. And I'm like, no. I said, if there's going to be one team that's going to stop UConn, it's going to be Miami. I was also biased because I was like, I never want to see UConn win another national championship in my life. And I was like, and FAU is the second hottest team in the country, second to UConn. I was like, I think we're going to see an all Florida matchup. And he's like, nope. He was like, defense wins championships. He was like, I think the best defensive team in this tournament was San Diego State. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's fair. So Gavin Reich was right. San Diego State, UConn. Told my dad this the other day or yesterday. Offense wins games. Defense wins championships. Give me San Diego State to win 73-69 on Monday. Keegan, you say no?
Nope. Because every team that UConn is playing against, they're blowing them out.
Okay. Do we want to look at who they played? Let's look.
They play Gonzaga.
Let's look at who they played.
They played Iona. They played
Okay.
St. Mary's.
Iona.
Yep.
Woo-hoo. Iona with a coach that already had his foot out of the door. Yes, I have pants on. They're just short shorts.
Whatever.
Then they played St. Mary's.
Yep.
Okay. West Coast Conference. Good, but not great. Arkansas. I think Musselman got it in his own head. That was their outright best game they've played all year. That was the best game they played. That's a quality opponent. Good coaching, right amount of experience, and you know, Gonzaga. We all know they fall apart in March, people. We all know
That's
this.
no Gonzaga,
not
though.
coach in March. Okay, he got to the title game 2 years ago because Jalen Suggs was Hemi Neutron. Okay, like, come on. Yesterday, Miami couldn't buy a bucket.
No, what was it? 14 missed layups, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I only caught the second half. So
All right. Yeah, you're gonna miss layups. Like
yeah, we see it all the
it
time.
shouldn't be a part of the game, but it's gonna be part of the game. Let's say you miss 6. You win that basketball game.
Yeah.
So normally we talk about, oh, they don't hit their threes, they're gonna lose. One of Miami's cases, if they don't second chance points, that's what
Layups, yeah.
That's what kills them.
And UConn is just like burying the boards too, offensively and defensively.
It's tough to defend a guy like Sonogo. It really is, because he's not tall. I mean, he's 6'9".
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's tall, but like for a center, that's not tall. He's just so wide, and he is one unit. He's one solid muscle. It's so hard to defend against that. Tyler, I'll go back to FAU for a minute. What does this mean for their school and for Dusty May as well?
I think FAU, excuse me. I think FAU is going to be looked at as now a up and coming program. You know, after this tournament, they really proved themselves. They knocked out my winner, who I thought they was going to win it all if they beat FAU in Kansas State. I thought Kansas State was going to win the whole thing if they were to beat FAU. However, times have changed. So FAU, incredible run. All you can give them is props. Look now at a team, if you will, in the coming years.
And I think especially, well, I have one question. Are you in Swansea?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. No. So
I'm home by Duncan right now.
No. So when I'm listening, like I'm listening to you talk, and you're driving, and I saw the dance studio. By the way, shout out to all the fabulous folks at the Spear Dance Center. And I swear I thought I saw the building, and then I saw the Cumberland Farms right next to it. I was like, I think he's nearby. You are exactly correct with the up-and-coming piece. Florida Atlantic is joining the American Athletic Conference next season. we want to talk about favorites to win the conference. I'll put FAU right up there.
Yeah.
I'll put FAU up there with Memphis. I think Cincinnati's going to have a rebounding year, especially because Houston and UCF are leaving for the Big 12.
Yep.
That it's going to make things very, very interesting.
Can I get an FAU second real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
For all of those who've been coming at me and said I've been incredibly salty about FAU because they shouldn't have won round one.
Yes,
I
they should have.
apologize, but I'm still right. Huh?
I picked them to win.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have because the refs botched that at the end. But whatever.
Oh my
They
God.
proved they were good. They lost on a buzzer beater. It was the first buzzer beater in Final Four history where the team was trailing. So it wasn't like if he missed it, it would have gone to overtime. No, it was the first come from behind buzzer beater in Final Four history. Now, if they went against UConn in the final, I put it back the same way with Butler in 2011 against UConn. It wouldn't have been probably the biggest upset in the championship game ever, but it would have been probably the best Cinderella run ever.
Oh, without a doubt, because that's a 9 seed. You know, 9 seeds have, I think it's now 0-19 in the Final Four, or not 0-19. That's not right. It's 0-9.
0-9.
Something like that. I'm trying to think that they showed the stat yesterday. I forget.
And you talk about the future too. Like if they make another March Madness coming up in a year or two, it might be a Loyola Chicago situation where they'll get the hype around. Like when Sister Jean made it back to the tournament, and then they beat the number 1 Illinois in that tournament.
Yes.
Yeah. So if they could pull off another upset, they might get the talk again.
But okay, this goes back to Loyola Chicago, right? They're in a new conference.
Yeah.
They joined the A10, which I was confused as to why. When I heard that, I was like, they got, good life in Missouri, in the Missouri Valley. What are they doing? They won the conference tournament last year. I think they ended up getting bounced in the first round. They struggled because the A10 isn't a joke anymore. I mean, that's a quality conference. VCU, Dayton. I mean, a lot of these other teams that are not, it's not bad. So I was Richmond, another one. So I was confused as to why they left. And year one in the A10 was dismal. Sub 500 for the first time in a long time. So you just got to hope that FAU's situation isn't like that. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think the two biggest questions are going to be Golden. What does he do? Does he transfer? Does he stay? I think he'll stay. But on top of all that, it's Elijah Martin. Because I think Elijah Martin's good enough to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I really think that. He had a great regular season. I think the postseason, we saw that the clutch attribute unlocked. He's so shifty. He's intelligent. He's a great shooter. I think he is the point guard that a lot of teams in the league, Boston Celtics, would like to have. Utah Jazz.
That's true. And
Phoenix
say FAU keeps everybody and tries to go on another run. I don't want to see what they did with North Carolina this year, put them as a preseason favorite. No, they were a 9 seed. North Carolina was an 8 seed.
Yeah, I was so like, as soon as I saw that, and I'm like, what are they doing?
Same.
What are they doing? I think we probably talked about it on here. I was like, what are they doing? And I was like, they're not that good. Like granted, you're an 8 seed, you get to the tournament, great. You return a lot of those guys. That doesn't make you number one. And I mean, they were invited to play in the NIT and they said no. That is the most petty thing I've ever seen in the sport. You have the opportunity to win a trophy, win a championship trophy. I'm talking about soccer. You have the opportunity to win a championship, right? Play in the postseason and you say no, like what? Why? Whatever.
It's like 1980 Soviet Union, the Miracle on Ice year when they get the silver medal and they didn't want it.
like,
They didn't want it.
I don't know. Oh, NASCAR's at the Richmond Raceway. I know we didn't make any picks last. Who did I pick last week? That circuit, was it Circuit of the Americas? I'll find the results from the race. I'll be able to tell you who I picked. It wasn't Tyler Reddick. I'm gonna roll with Chastain. I know that's my second time already. I've picked him. He has yet to win yet this season. Bowman's on the pole. I like Chastain starting 4th. I also like Denny Hamlin starting 11th. So those are my 2 guys to keep an eye on. Keegan, Joey Logano won a race, so you gotta.
Yeah, he finally did. I'm gonna back off you and
guy.
say Chastain because I don't know anybody else. Woo!
Sounds good. Tyler Sumner.
Kyle Larson.
Yeah,
I'm going Larson today.
I like it.
And it's not April 1st, so I can't say April Fools.
Who did I pick last week? I think I picked Bowman last week. No,
That sounds
no, I
familiar.
didn't. No, I picked Bell. I picked Christopher Bell, and he ruined it. But I should have known better. Now that looking back at it, I should have picked Reddick because Kurt Busch was in the broadcast booth and he drove that 45 car last year. So whatever. Yeah, so that does it for us. I think I might be frozen again. Yeah. Zoom is telling me that my internet is
You're
back.
back now.
All right. Yeah, it was good win for Reddick in the 45 with Bush being on the call for Fox and all that. I mean, very well deserved. Tyler Reddick. Yeah, so we're both going with Chastain. You're going with Larson. Any last minute thoughts here?
Hoping for a good race. Hope for a good women's championship today and men's championship tomorrow.
By the way, let me just say, I was right about the whole Adam Duvall to the Red Sox thing because I said this is going to be the most underrated signing of free agency.
Got the walk-off yesterday.
And can I say it's almost like I've been around here before.
Yeah, game 2. So
I've always liked Duvall. And I think Yoshida. I was talking with a buddy, and shame on us for not making our picks earlier. I did tell my friend, I said, Masataka Yoshida is going to win the American League Rookie of the Year, and I stand by that. I think he is good enough. I mean, because who else is in contention? You probably know this more than I do, Tyler. Like Rutschman isn't a rookie, is he?
No, but technically he can win it this year because of the fact he didn't play a full
You gotta have a full
rookie
season,
season
right?
last year.
Like
It's like a Ben Simmons type case.
yeah.
Don't even get me started about that because it still should have been Tatum or Donovan Mitchell in that year.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, can I give you my MVP prediction?
Yeah.
For the American League, it's going to be Rafael Devers. I'm going to Rafi this year. That's just my opinion. I meant to be controversial. I wouldn't be Tyler Sumner if I wasn't controversial.
What's your National League pick?
My National League MVP?
Justin Verlander?
Nope. Juan Soto.
Juan Soto? Yeah.
And your winner of the World Series this year is Slam Diego Padres.
Over who?
Over the New York Yankees.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree too.
Keegan, do you watch baseball?
A little bit. My World Series pick is the Atlanta Braves over the Seattle Mariners.
Wow. I like that.
You hated that. Wait,
I like that.
Oh, you like it? Okay.
Yeah. Seattle's sneaky good.
I mean, it's just the postseason inexperience that I worry about.
I think, to be fully honest with you, I think we're going to get a rematch of last year. But reverse the roles. Give me the Philadelphia Phillies over the Houston Astros in the 2023.
Just
World
fingers crossed that they get everybody back in time.
Also, I have some breaking NFL news that literally just broke about 15, 20 minutes ago here.
Who got traded?
Ezekiel Elliott has signed with the Philadelphia Eagles on a
No, he
one-year deal.
hasn't. He's
Swear to
serious.
God. Yep, look it up.
I don't see it. I mean, some Eagles fan page reported it per ESPN.
That's
What did ESPN say? ESPN hasn't said anything.
it's gonna be made official, but that's the deal.
Okay.
Zeke to Philly.
Something to keep our eye on.
I wanted him on New England.
No, you didn't.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. As much as I hate the Eagles, I don't like that. I don't hate that signing
No, it's not about
for
saying.
Philly.
All right. All right. Next week.
Oh wait, Cy Young predictions, right?
Yeah, go quick. I don't want to run out of time.
National League, Corbin Burns.
Yeah.
American League,
DeGrom.
I'm gonna go with.
DeGrom.
Oh yeah, he's in. You know what? I'm gonna go bold, and I'm gonna say Shane Bieber.
Yeah.
I think Shane Bieber's gonna have a year this year.
Okay. Next Sunday's Easter, so obviously we're not gonna do anything. Saturday.
I will be at school. Caden's going to Nashville to tour a college next week. They're leaving on Sunday.
Oh, nice. For
He's going to tour Lipscomb.
Yeah, you told me.
Lipscomb.
So yeah, Saturday, subject to change, of course. Keegan, myself, and Justin Vieira are going to be on. Justin hosts the Side Draft podcast, and then Tyler and I will be doing a live special sometime this week.
Absolutely.
Keegan and I will try to
Brady, I forgot to get your pick. Roman or Cody tonight?
Oh God, I don't know, and I don't know. I don't care.
He doesn't care.
Totally honest. I feel like Roman Reigns has been the champion since 1995. So Cody Rhodes. All right. Thank you all for joining us once again. Please like, share, subscribe. Amazing weekly content as always. Peace.